Hi, it's 1975 and today I'm bringing you an Elite Dangerous video. This is me in my armoured Asp, my Asp Explorer called the Edwini, which is my armoured one. I do have two Asps. I have an armoured fighty one with the 4 Enforcer cannons, and I have my lightweighted Explorer one, which is called the Francis. And basically they are my two Asps. I have two Asps and two Diamondback Scouts these days because I just love those ships so much. I've got seconds. And then I've got my Type 7, my Type 9, my Type 6, and is that it for my leg? Oh, and then an Asp Scout, and then I have a Clipper and a Cutter. I think that's it. I think that's everything. Oh, and a Racing Eagle. So I do have a fair few ships at the moment. I tend to sort of blow out and buy ships constantly. My next big project is going to be a combat battle cow. That's going to be my next big project, but I have a slight issue. There's something that I've noticed recently with my behavior, and you are likely to see me at community goals or doing combat events in my Asp Explorer, my fighty Asp, because it has a really good jump range for a heavily armored ship, so it can get places. And this thing, because it can get places and go places, I'm going to be using it more than other things, other ships, just by virtue of the fact that if I want to go traveling somewhere, it's the easiest ship to get out of my garage to go there. If it's a community goal that's for trading, then obviously I'll be there in my beloved Type 7, the ship I'm most commonly in. But if there's any sort of combat role, I'm likely to take this armoured Asp Explorer. People ask me sort of why I don't take my Cutter to events or community goals. And the reason is, the jump range just isn't as good. It's about 10 light years less jump range. It's a pain in the butt to fly anywhere. It drifts like a bastard, and because of ship transport costs, it puts me off calling it over. I recently went to a community goal. I think this was a combat community goal that I was at, and I was just flicking through, the ship transport costs. So I'd flown over here in my armoured Asp, and I'm looking at the other ships I could bring over to me, and as you can see, they're all pretty much not too bad. I mean, the Type 9 quite a bit, and then you get to the bottom and you get to the Cutter and you're like, that's more of an eye-watering sum. I'd have to be confident I'm going to make a lot of money from that community goal to warrant transporting that behemoth of a ship over. I want to throw this open to you guys. Do you think ship transport costs are correct? Do you think they should scale back for the larger ships? Because transporting a billion credit ship anywhere is going to cost you an eye-watering sum, which then kind of puts you off bringing it. And I don't know about you guys, but I really hate taking a ship with low jump range anywhere. And when I say low jump range, I'm talking under 25. I'm so spoiled these days because all my ships have grade 5 upgraded FSDs. If it hasn't got really good jump range, I don't want to fly it anywhere. And then because of the transport costs, I don't end up wanting to transport anything there, so I tend to do everything these days in my Asp Explorer and my Type 7, because I just, I don't want to pay out for anything else to get transported over, which means my headline supposed amazing Cutter tends to be very close to home and doesn't actually get out to play that much. But I love my Asp Explorer. The engine noise and the view are just brilliant. And as I said, I have managed to engineer up to a power level where I'm happy with it. It's not the most amazing ship in the world, it never was going to be, but it's pretty decent combat ship for a Asp Explorer. So it becomes this constant sort of decision-making process in Elite Dangerous now, where you look at the cost of something and you decide whether you think it's worth doing or not. And I really don't think it's worth me spending that much money to transport a Cutter to a location. Yes, it can res hunt more successfully, and yes, it's a more powerful ship, but I can just wing up a couple of people in this thing and do fine. And that's my mentality. I don't know about you, but do you think transport costs for ships is too expensive? Do you think it should scale differently for the larger ships? Start as being 1% of the ship cost, but maybe go to 0.5% when get to the more expensive ships, or when you get over a certain limit. Because certainly the way they have it at the moment, I mean, my Type 9 is really expensive to transport anywhere. If I was doing a mining community goal, I would probably go there in my Type 7 and buy another miner when I was there, rather than pay the transport cost to get my Type 9 all the way over there. So let me know in the comments, either in the comments in this video or the comments on Reddit where you see the post, whether you agree or disagree, whether you think transport costs are fair and just and are the right amount, or whether you think they're too cheap or too expensive. I'm really interested to hear what people think, because I'm only coming at this from one point of view, which is very much my own. I begrudge paying that much money to transport a cutter, so therefore I don't transport the cutter. But do you think that's right? Do you think that's, should be prohibitive? Because otherwise it would be too easy for me to fly everywhere in my ASP and then just drag my ships along and not take any risk transporting them. Because one thing about the cutter is it has a 50 million odd credit rebuy on it, so it is a ship you don't want to get caught in by a wing of 4 people with the right torpedoes. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, and that's it for this video. Sorry I sound ill. Hopefully I'll feel better soon and I won't sound so croaky on my videos. Kind of gives me a really deep voice. But that's it for this video. Just let me know your thoughts, and that's all. Thank you very much for watching.